My name is Meryl, and I'll be presenting a short series of videos in collaboration with Cape Town Music Academy. It's a really wonderful initiative bringing together musicians from across the industry, just sharing their thoughts, ideas and tips during this rather difficult time of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I'm not a particularly well-known musician. I've just been working in the industry for the last 20 years or so, playing, writing and teaching. Over the next few videos, I'll be talking about music technology, which is one of the subjects I've been teaching for the last few years. So I suppose the first question to ask is, why is it important for musicians to become comfortable with technology? This is a question that I've been asked many times before. Why do you fiddle around with technology when you should be playing or practicing more? You're a musician after all. This is true, and I'll get to that in a moment. Right now you're wondering, how on earth am I going to do this? Everything has moved online. Businesses, big and small, schools, teachers, students, everything has moved online in a very short space of time. So you may be thinking, I don't have the necessary skills. I don't even know where to begin. How on earth am I going to do this? So why is this so important for musicians? I'll tell you a little story about myself to help put that in context. I'm a musician by trade, and that's what I studied. I have no formal qualifications in technology, even though I've been teaching it for a number of years. In fact, my very first encounter with technology was when I had to type a 3-page essay at university. I had never used a computer before. It took me 3 days, and a lot of stress, and a lot of anxiety. After that experience, I swore that technology would never get me down again. And I decided I was going to learn everything I could so that I would never be stuck like that ever again. I took a class called Computer Music Practice, and I spent many hours learning jargon, techniques, and experimenting. We had access to a small little studio with just one computer, a sampler, 2 or 3 synthesizers, and a bunch of cables. I spent a lot of time in that room learning as much as I could. But it has proven worthwhile, because technology has afforded me many interesting opportunities over the years. Not only was I able to perform as a freelance musician or take on writing jobs like full music or jingles or some really interesting and strange projects, just collaborating with other musicians who were also interested in technology. But I've been able to teach, and I've been able to produce my own music, and I've even learned some video skills and some editing skills, recording skills, and all sorts of other useful things that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So what do we need to get started? Nothing except motivation. I want to share with you 4 distinct skills areas that I've realized I've developed only because I was forced to do so because of technology. The first one is problem-solving skills. Your technology problem is only as big or small as you allow it to be. It doesn't matter how complicated the problem is. If you have the right attitude, you will find a solution somewhere, somehow. It might take you 5 minutes to solve it. It might take you 5 hours, or it might take you 5 years. The answer is probably out there, because someone has already had this problem, or they are grappling with it right now. Someone may have already solved it. The wonderful thing about the internet is that we are connected to each other, no matter where we are in the world, and even if we're only in our living rooms. You can go and find any answer you like, or connect with people who can help you find the answer. The second area is systematic thinking. Computers are designed systems. They've been designed in a very particular way, and everything follows a logical progression. So in order to do something on a computer, solve a problem, or be creative using computer technology, you have to think in a systematic way. It depends on the tools you're using, the software, the hardware, but all of them have a particular system. So whatever the tools that you choose, learn how to use them, and learn how to use them properly. The better you know how to use a particular software program or any sort of equipment, the better results you will be able to get with them. The third area is left brain, right brain thinking. In order to solve most technology problems, you need a combination of both halves of your brain. Many of you will know that your left brain controls rational thinking, logic, systems, and so on. Your right brain is your creative side, intuition, creativity. So sometimes you have to think in a systematic way, but also access the right hemisphere of your brain to come up with a really odd left of center kind of solution in order to move forward, particularly if you're using it for creative purposes. This is something that does definitely develop over time if you keep experimenting with technology. The fourth area is simply curiosity and the desire for lifelong learning. I've realized that there is no end to technology. You never know everything. In fact, most of the time I feel like I don't know anything at all. I don't know enough. It doesn't matter how many software programs you learn or how many pieces of equipment you've used. There is always something new. There is always a better one. And 5 years from now, there'll be new systems. And 10 years from now, there'll be new systems. The sooner you accept that and you get comfortable with that, the more interesting it becomes. Suddenly it's fun and exciting, and it's not so scary. And it's okay if you don't know everything. You can't possibly know everything. All you really need is to know what you're using. Those 3, 4, 5, or 10 tools that you've chosen, learn how to use those properly. And then you'll be able to do many interesting things. Thanks for listening.